everyone. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Creative Gearbox. I am going to go over a review with you today on Create Studio 3 rather than doing a tutorial. I'm going to show you what I like about the program, what I don't like about the program, and what I would like to see changed. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to start with the things that I really like about Create Studio 3. One of them is the 3D characters. So a lot of programs are not going to have custom 3D characters that you can use. Many of them you're going to have to create your own characters, which is daunting to say the least. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to create 3D characters or 3D images. It takes a lot of time. This is very easy. You can just throw the character in there. You can go in and you can customize them and change their clothing. You can change their hairstyle. You can do all kinds of stuff, right? So, so Create Studio gives you a lot of options with that, which is really nice, right? So completely different character now. We can go in and change a bunch of different aspects on him. We can change his motions and his actions. We can put him in a, let's see, I believe, we can just kind of do whatever we want with him, right? You can just be swiping on his tablet on the beach. So we can go in and we can customize, and we can also save presets. So we can have the same character over and over again each time we open up Create Studio, which is really nice. Again, so that aspect of it, I really like. It's unlike a lot of other programs out there, so it's really nice. There is also a lot of variety that I like. So there are tons of backgrounds. There are tons of added features for transitions, for extra like buttons that you can add in there. You don't have to go in and try and customize your text every single time. There's stuff for YouTube. There's stuff for Instagram. There's stuff for different other social media platforms. So there's a lot of different options you can have, right? So I don't just have to use this for YouTube. I can use it for other social media platforms. I can use it for businesses. I can use it to teach lessons. I can do a bunch of different aspects, right? And that I really like because I can use it for more than just this one thing. For example, some of the stuff that I've been working on outside of YouTube is to put a lot of my videos from travel together and create a video. That's one thing that I can do with this platform that I can't do with other platforms. I can't use 3D characters and go and edit a video. So that's really nice. And another thing that I said already, but it's so good for animation and business. So I've seen people use, I will go to some of these scenes, right? So say we're doing a kids channel, I can go to this one, right? And I can use a bunch of these different scenes and throw them in there. So I could do this, right? And I'll delete Tom. So here's this scene right here that you can use.
Learning is always fun and exciting with kids' online adventures. Our sessions are designed to make education an enjoyable experience.
Right, so there's all of these different options that you can use. You can use it to sell a product. You can use it for so many different options, and all of these are customizable too, which is really nice. So you don't have to keep this character, you can add your own character. But yeah, that's one of the things that's really nice about Create Studio. And I like the fact that you can use it. You don't have to use any of the 3D characters if you don't want to. If you get this program and you're like, you know what, 3D characters aren't for me, you can use it specifically just for video editing. You can go in and you can look up different media, right? So I'm going to try and choose one that's on the same format, but say I want to download this one, and say I want to download this video once it loads as well. I can go in there and I can create my own video. I also really like that not only can I go in and get all of this media in here, everything is all in one place. I don't have to go back and forth between different programs. I don't have to, go to one software and make my 3D character and then import it into this one and then import my videos into here and then go and find transitions and music. I can get my music here. I can get my videos here. I can get my voices here. I can get my 3D characters here, my backgrounds. Everything is all in one place. And I don't know why I'm trying to do that. Anyways, right? So that's one thing that's really nice about this program is everything is seamless and all in one spot. It's not something that I've ever seen with another program where they have all of the different features. So for me, that's really nice. So if I'm trying to do a mix, I have that option. Now, for some of the things that I don't like, right? So there are things that I'm not particularly fond of, and I've had not necessarily issues, but it's been harder for me to find things than I would like. So one of those is whenever I go to the studio, sometimes things are in multiple places. So I can search for something here. So whenever I was searching for intro, it'll pop up here with a bunch of different intros, but the intros are also a part of the scenes. But whenever I go into scenes and type in intros, nothing would pull up. That's because the titles for the intro are not in scenes, right? So this thing finally loaded. So you have all these different intros, right? And here, and they're under specific tabs. But whenever I went to scenes and I tried to type in intro, nothing pops up here. I have to actually go into the individual tabs that I want. So whenever I wanted one in Stomp Promo and you type in intro, then it pulls up intros right here. And if I were to go into each individual tab, I could do that. For me, that's just a little more complicated than I would like. I wish it would just pull it up whenever I search for it in the scenes. It's a minor inconvenience, but it just makes it a little less seamless for me. The same thing with backgrounds. So sometimes when you go and search for a background, I don't know about you, but this is slightly overwhelming, the amount of backgrounds they have, right? So I want to be able to go and search for it. But not always whenever I search for things does it pull up every single thing that I would consider to be under that category. So for me, I was wondering why there was only these ones. So for me, I would like to be able to search and more things pull up under that, right? So maybe I would consider this a classroom, but maybe that one's not going to pull up whenever I type in classroom. And things like that. So you have to be careful about what you're searching for if you want something specific. That's just one thing that I've noticed as well. Another thing that I'm not a huge fan of, and I'm sure over time they will change it, but under characters, you can't customize any of these characters, which I don't love. If I want to use, so one of the ones I wanted to use at one point was the dog that they have, right? So I bring this dog in here. And I can't change him at all. He is stuck in this Hawaiian shirt. That is the only option I have. There is no customization. I really would like to be able to change the color of the dog and take the shirt off of the dog, maybe change the shirt, maybe, do whatever, but that's not an option. And it goes for all of the characters that are under this tab. The only characters that you can edit are these ones, right? So, you do have a lot of variety in what you can change with these characters. However, there are plenty more characters that would be nice to be able to be changed in this one. And then I wish that there were still some more actions that you could do. So there are a decent amount of actions, and this is probably getting just a little critical with stuff, but some characters have certain actions that other characters don't, and I wish that they just went across for all of the characters. I wish every single one of them just had a simple talking feature, or I wish that all of them could, fly like a superhero or different things like that. I understand adding specific ones like barking, perhaps, or things like that. That'd be kind of weird if you did it for a human. However, I wish there was a little bit more of an option for certain things, right? It would just make it a lot more fun and seamless and things like that. Okay, so lastly, one more thing that I would like to see changed is with the 3D characters, right? So whenever you bring them in, you can sync the voices to an audio, right? So I can go in and I can add a voice, speech or whatever, and hey, how are you today, right? So I can create a female voice, and I'm just gonna make it normal. Generate speech. I don't really care what it sounds like, so I'm just gonna import it anyway. Maybe. Anyways, so then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to go find a 3D character in the character section. So I'll go in and add her. She's waving. And I'm just gonna put them in the same spot, right? So that way everything is all together in one place, right? So we have these two girls. If you look at it, whenever I click on her, I can go in and I can customize her. I can give her a biker jacket, and I can put her in some jeans, and I can change her shoes to a pair of Vans. Whenever I click on this girl, I can't customize anything. I can't change her. I can't do anything. All I can do is change the actions that she can do. I can do the exact same thing for her. So that's one thing to keep in mind between the 3D characters and the standard characters that are in there. All right, and so one thing, once this audio loads, you know what, I'll just go find an audio that we already have. I'm just gonna add this one right here. Just to show, I don't even know if it's a male or female voice. Hey everyone. All right, it's my voice. Yay! All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna right click, and it's gonna show that it can only sync with Linka, right? So this one right here, I cannot sync the voice with the emoji girl. I can only do it with 3D characters, right? So the 3D characters from the 3D creator tab, those are the only characters that you can sync voice with. I don't particularly love that because I can still usually go and make them talk, but the voice is not going to link up with the character. So you end up having to try and shorten it or make the voice long enough. I tried to do it with the dog character once, was not a fan. It made it a lot more complicated in editing than I would have liked, and I don't know. I just feel like that should be a semi-easy fix. It's probably not. All right. So once we've synced up this voice with Linka, right? If you look at the two characters, this one on the left is talking, and then this one right here only talked whenever the audio played, right? So that's just one thing about the program that you need to understand, right? Other than that, I love this program. It is great for editing. It's got everything all in one place. I have used Adobe for editing before, and I will say this seems a lot easier, at least for me. And I like the fact that everything's here. There's backgrounds here. There's transitions here, which there is. I mean, there's not backgrounds, but there are transitions in like the Adobe programs and stuff. But there's just more you can do with it. There's things that are already created for you, and it makes it, I don't know, really nice and seamless. So for me, Create Studio 3 is really nice. It's got everything that you could possibly need. It gives you a lot of options for customization. And yeah, so far I'm loving it. If I change my mind, I will let you know. But I hope this helps whenever you're making your decision on trying out Create Studio. Thanks. Thank you for watching my video review on Create Studio 3. If you like this video, please subscribe, share it, like it, all of the above. Your input really matters in supporting a small channel that's just starting out. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time.